Hey friends, I wanted to talk a little about instrumentation in a quick lightning talk. Talking a little bit about SMAU, GMAU, and metrics like that, and kind of help you understand what it is we're trying to accomplish by focusing a little bit more on instrumentation. In short, we don't have a ton of great data at GitLab. It's been historically a blind spot for the organization, and we don't have a strong understanding of how people use our product. We've been making progress on that by introducing more instrumentation to usage ping. But one challenge that we have is that at the company level, we don't have really a common set of metrics or success criteria that every kind of group can use. Every group kind of has their own specific areas of the product. They have their own goals. They have their own missions. And so we need a simple measuring stick that kind of makes sense for everyone to align on. Combine that with the fact that we also want a kind of a success metric that captures the value in users engaging across multiple stages. So we've seen that if a user engages on multiple stages, they use, I think more than 2, 3, 4 stages of GitLab within the product, they're much more likely to retain and keep using the product. So our approach is to align on monthly active users doing an action as that simple measuring stick. So the idea of MAU is an industry standard, and the current approach is for each group to define and instrument a monthly active user task that is relevant to each group. So for import, this is the number of users who are importing. And while this might not be the most natural fit for every single group, the fact is that if we do see like an increase in the number of users that are conducting an import job, then we do see that go up into the right. That is increasing engagement, and that is a net positive for the group. And if we see more doing that across the product, we'll see increased engagement with the group, with manage, and et cetera. So the idea is for every group to define and instrument this concept or this definition for a monthly active user doing a thing, and for us to roll all of the group definitions into a stage level definition. So if we have 4 groups in manage, our stage level monthly active user definition will encompass all of those group monthly active users into this top level metric. Once we have all 10 stages with stage level monthly active user definitions that are instrumented and we're measuring, then we can total them all across the 10 stages to be for this TMAU definition, or the total monthly active users using GitLab. So this is kind of like the one metric that matters. And if we see like TMAU continue to increase, then we know that like engagement with our product continues to go up and to the right, and we'll continue to grow, and that's a good thing. So that is kind of what we're trying to accomplish right now. We've defined kind of our group, our GMAU definition for each individual group. And we're doing 2 things. We're creating a GMAU definition and also a paid MAU definition. And whenever you see the word paid when it comes to these MAU features, that is simply a designation for these are only for paid features. So like Access, for instance, has a SMAU definition that is all users, basically any user using certain authentication capabilities. And then they also have a paid SMAU definition, which is like just using the paid. So that's kind of the objective that we have. That's kind of the overall approach to kind of align around this definition of monthly active users taking some action for every single group that we roll up to the stage and company level. And so for manage, what does this mean? So we have a few definitions that we've already defined for manage. So for access, like I said, the GMAU definition is just the number of monthly active users that are using enhanced authentication. And that's the LDAP, SAML, Smart Card, OAuth, things that are for logging in using something more than the username and password. We consider that enhanced authentication. We consider that engagement with like an access feature. For our paid definition, it's just paid SAML. So it's just like the paid SSO for groups, SAML SSO for groups that requires a silver subscription to provide us with a level of understanding of how our paid features are kind of growing or not growing. For analytics, it's the monthly active users that are viewing analytics features. So in usage ping, we track the number, we have a counter that tracks when people are visiting an analytics page that increments Compliance is similar except for compliance stages for compliance features, and the import is for import jobs. Now, our SMAU definition for the time being is just simply the MAU that are viewing analytics features, because right now that's all that we have instrumented at the moment. In the future, we're going to iterate and include a total GMAU number. So all of the GMAU definitions that you see, sum those up, and that's our SMAU. In a later iteration, we're going to take the all unique GMAU across all of the metrics that you see in the table at the top. So every single unique user that is taking an action, that will contribute to our SMAU. So that's overall like the approach that we're taking. Feel free to kind of refer to the links there at the bottom. The single source of truth that we're going to use kind of moving forward is that handbook link where we have our performance indicators that are defined with SciSense charts that kind of help us track our progress against our goals. And if you want to contribute to kind of these definitions, you can click on the link there at the bottom in order to post a comment and kind of discuss a little bit further. But overall, I wanted to provide some context into our approach, the problem that we're trying to solve, and help kind of provide some clarity into why we're kind of prioritizing some of these instrumentation improvements that you might see your groups kind of prioritize. Feel free to drop any comments in that issue or in Slack, but thanks for watching.